Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, I'm now going to take on the hardest new content in the game. We're going to be going after Fire Knight hard mode. I deliberately have delayed doing this video because I felt like Raid might actually nerf the content. I feel like this content has come out compared to the other hard dungeons at a different level. Especially when we consider that at the moment, we're talking about levels 10 up to level 10 hard, and this is going to grow. This isn't the end. These are going to go up to 15, up to 20, up to 25 in the future, because this is their progressive end game content that's going to get harder and harder, but give better chances to get that mythical gear. So, I don't know, guys. It feels to me like this content is a bit off at the moment, and will it change? Who knows? Ultimately, they've got a mechanic in this fight where freeze now drops turn meter. Turn meter drops don't work. It's kind of cool that they've tried to think about it in a different way. But when we actually go into the champions that do freeze abilities, this is on hellhades.com here. You can come into debuff and then just select the skill that you want. So I've selected here all of the freeze champions in the game. And we're looking for people that do multiple freeze abilities. Yeah, and really, there's only your Cole, and I would argue Gory. They feel like the only two that are viable champions in Raid right now for this encounter to try and be turn meter droppers, which is why I said before, it feels like the freeze is a bit of a bait ability as it stands right now. Funny enough, Pixniel, the useless, if she was Pixniel pre-buff, she would actually be one of the best legendaries in the game for this fight. But because she got buffed, she's been hard nerfed for this fight. So she's still just useless. Another champion that people are calling out as a possibility, and I kind of get it, is Shiramani. Heals has got a chance to freeze on her A1, but the freeze percentage is just too low, in my opinion, for her to be a decent shot at doing this. So what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to try and do it as it was meant to be done. See how far I can get. But let me show you what I've built out so far. And so far, literally, you saw it there. I've only fought level 1. So I've got Yakal in the squad. I've actually left him as I built him in my last video where I was showing him as a debuffer. So he's not built full damage here. He's built for debuffing. And within that, we've got double hit on the A1. Each hit chance to freeze. That's cool. We've got single target hit, which can place decreased speed, which I think is imperative. Once that shield comes down, I think you absolutely have got to have decreased speed on this boss. So he's doing that. Also a chance to freeze as well for that turn meter drop. And then his A3s and AoE freeze ability. That's actually going to help us probably more in waves than against the boss. But again, it's got a freeze mechanic in it. I've got Phantom Touch as his blessing because Phantom Touch is going to give me my best chance at dropping shield levels. Then got Lydia. Probably should change her to Phantom Touch as well, to be honest. I've got Cruelty on her at the moment for different reasons, but I think for the sake of this, Phantom Touch has got to be where it's at. But basically, Lydia is going to be in there to give me my decreased defense and weaken for the waves. She's also got a double hit, at least, to break some shieldage. I don't know if she's best in slot here. Honestly, Stag Knight might just straight up be better for this fight. You know, in terms of, he still brings decreased defense. I guess she brings us increased speed to try and cycle around her abilities quicker. Maybe she's just better. Shut up, Hell Hades. She's better. But Stag Knight's a decent swap, I think. All right, we've also got then a Farak in the Fat. He's going to give us an ally attack into the first big shield. I'm going to turn off abilities until then so that everyone gets their multi-hits in. Hopefully break the shield down. And then we can get our freezes going. This works fine, I think, up until the point where the shield just becomes way too big. I said this when I first saw the shield. At stage 10, a 21 hit shield is colossal. It's absolutely colossal. It means you absolutely need to be hit because you need a counter attack back into it. Plus you need things like reflect, damage. You know, just ally attack on its own, I don't think it's going to be enough. So we will see, I guess. We'll see how far we get with it. But Farakin, built with good accuracy to land his debuffs. Built fast, 260 speed. That's pretty much it. I do have him in refresh accessories. there's definitely not any sort of strat where you should be relying on refresh accessories to beat a boss. That's not a good way to be because they don't proc with anywhere near enough certainty. So, but I'm going to do it to see how far we can get with this. I've then built out Gory, who was kind of like everyone's answer, including my answer, by the way, to this boss, mainly because of his A2. Now, if this was his A1, which would be very overpowered, by the way, then there's a good argument to say, you know, he becomes a law. Yeah, a law drops turn meter all day long for the boss. Gory would do the same if this was his A1, but it's not. It's an A2. It's on a 3-turn cooldown. So it takes us a long time to get back to that. All the while, if he puts his shield back up, we're in trouble. So we've got the freezes going off here. I'm just trying to quell a couple of myths that are out there as well, by the way. If you've got people that freeze when they're hit, that doesn't benefit you in any way. The shield's back up. Nothing procs through that shield. If you put people in frost set or whatever, any type of frosty set, like frostbite or straight freeze set, whatever it's called. Frost, yeah, there you go. Percentage chance to apply a freeze. You'd be like, this could be cool. It will drop turn meter. No. Freeze only procs when you are hit. Frost set procs when you are actually physically hit, which again means that the Fire Knight's already taken his turn. It gives you 0 benefit. If they changed it so that you could apply a freeze on a hit, then potentially you've got something going on here. But as it is right now, useless. So I've gone relentless on my Gory to just try and get back to his A2 as often as I can. You could go, I guess, Reflex. Maybe Reflex is better. And turn off his A3 for the boss. And then you're just literally trying to get back to this as quickly as you can as well. Similar type of idea. But we have got over 250 speed so that when we get to the kind of end game levels, we can get going. You don't need this much speed for the level I'm going to try and fight at the moment. But I would suggest, and I've been looking on the stages tool here on, again, hellhades.com. Now, if you look at stage 6, which is what I'm on here, stage 6 hard, this feels like the type of stats that are very beatable. Stage 10 do not. So at stage 6, we've got a boss that's 150 speed. We've got a boss where you need to get to around 300 accuracy to beat his resistance. Yeah, and then Andy's got a shield which is way more achievable to take down than the level 10 one. So I would suggest if people are going for this, then stage 6 might be where you stop. But again, that's up to you. Again, I've got refresh accessories here to try and get the job done. And then my other champion, I've not rebuilt her. She's just in a build for other stuff. But my Cold Heart for the Heart Seeker for some damage. Again, faster than the boss. Cold Hearts are very good because they've got a 4-hit A1. Yeah, she's not just about the Heart Seeker. The 4-hit A1, when you've got an ally attack champion, just blasts through that shield and gives us a chance. So pretty much everybody has got War Master or Giant Slayer as their kind of masteries. Just because it's more damage once that shield is down. It's going to speed up the runs when you're on this harder level stuff. But I guess let's give it a go and see how far I can push with this team. I beat stage 1 already. I'll show you the team setup quick. So I've got it basically so that the main freeze abilities like Blizzard Rider here is locked out. We've got open with your A1 on your car on the boss, double hit, and then give us Blizzard Rider after that. So we make sure the shield is down before we try and put decreased speed on. Lydia, we're just going to be doing A2, but turn it off after so that we've got it for the next wave. Barakin, make sure that he's not using his beatdown until the boss. I'm faster than the boss, so we should break the shield, and then everyone starts doing their freezing. Gory, we're going to open with Frost Jutsu, and then for the waves, because I'm going to have enough time to get back to it again. On the boss, I'm going to open with Cold Comfort and then do the Frost Jutsu after that. And then Cold Heart, just don't use your Heart Seeker. Open with your A1. Don't use your A2 on the boss. Heart Seeker when you can. So let's see how this goes. The waves are actually not that hard. This is the weird thing. They've made the waves pretty killable. So you see here, we get drop defense and weaken out. Your Cold brings an AoE freeze for us. So we've got a lot of time to kill these fellas. And they're not that fast. So you can see here, we're just slowly butchering them down. They are tanky, I guess, but they're not difficult to deal with. And your coal does a great job of control. So you can pick up your coal from the clan shop. It will take you a good few weeks to grab him, but he is I did a video on him not long ago. Brilliant Void Legendary that you can grab for free. And I guess I'll show you this set of waves. I won't show you any further levels because they're really not that difficult to kill the waves. I guess I could pound a bit more damage in my Yakol and my Gories builds to enable me to kill these much quicker. I definitely could do that. I wasn't really going for damage in their builds. I was going for the accuracy and speed and stuff. But yeah, I definitely could move them to like attack percent, chests and stuff like that. Phantom Touch here will give you a layer into the shield. We've got 15 layers at this point on stage 2. See, we've broken the shield. And now we start getting our turn meter drop. Freezes going on. Drop defense and weaken. You should get a decreased speed out from your Carl. There's a turn meter drop there. Did have 1 resist, which was 3%. But I think we've now got enough freezes to just about keep this with the decreased speed as well. I think we should keep his shield down. Maybe not. Comes to beat down, gives me a bit of turn meter drop. But already on stage 2, with 2 of the best champions in the game, and by that I mean there's only 2, so it has to be. We're only just keeping his turn meter down there. But it's going to be about a 2-minute run. What I'm going to try and do here is I'm just going to fast forward and get us perhaps to that stage 6. See if this same squad works for 6. And then see how it kind of goes beyond that. I guess it's worth saying here, I'm already only on stage 3. But obviously the affinity when it's blue can be a bit sketchy because Gory has got a good chance to just miss out on the freeze hit. So we're actually going to take a hit here. And look at the damage that we take. We've got Strengthen up. And actually, we've just been hard slayed just on stage 3, even though we had Strengthen up, because he's just hit straight through us. Probably going to be a wipe. I'd say I'll rerun it. I probably doesn't wipe as often as we've just seen there, but I missed my first kind of turn meter drops from Gory because of the affinity. So we'd have to kind of rethink that for the blue affinity stuff. Okay, so I beat stage 3 by manualing the boss part of the fight so that we weren't using silly stuff at silly times. And we got through it with the same builds and everything. So I'm not changing anything there. Stage 4, running the same type of build. Cold Heart went down in the waves. The enemy waves actually took a hit against us. So maybe I need to let your Cold do more control. I kind of turn off his Glaciate after doing it once. Maybe I need it on continuously. We beat stage 4 full auto because the affinity was better for us straight away. 2 minutes 26, actually not that bad. But it's definitely, this team has definitely already got cracks in it. This is a neutral affinity. So's the next stage. I guess I'll show you. I'm just going to make a quick change here. Because we're not beating the waves up as quick as I thought we would, I am going to let us use Beat Down as an opener and then don't use it after that for both of these because we definitely have got space to do that and see if that makes a difference. And I think I'm already doing this anyway. Wondering whether Glaciate should actually just be straight allowed for the waves. Don't do the don't use. Is there any reason not to? There's no reason not to. So I think we just carry on using it here and see if that helps us out for the waves. Because, yeah, I don't want to die. I don't want to die, obviously, on waves and lose champions getting my way there. But as I say, like stage 5, stage 6, because the boss is still relatively slow, I think this is where, if you're going to try and farm mythical gear, I think this is where you would farm it. Because the boss really ramps up pace after this. And the only teams I've seen beat in stage like 10 really are very, very heavy pay-to-win legendary type of teams. Oh, no, that's not fair. They've got Cardiel in them. They've got Valk in them. The other champions I'm seeing are not that crazy, honestly. But the builds are certainly very, very endgame builds. And maybe that's what these hard dungeons should be, by the way. You know, it's a hard balance for me because it shouldn't be easy content. They're hard dungeons. The fact, though, that they're going to scale to stage 25. I mean, how fast is stage 25 going to be when they get to that level? How fast? Because we're already going to 250 when you get to stage 10 at this point. Did I not use beatdown here? What happened there? Did we not have it available? We beat the waves too easily. Maybe we did. Maybe that's my bad. So changing that beatdown to be available, I think we actually beat it up too quick for this particular one. And we've got the decreased speed on. We cannot afford to take a hit. This boss hits us too hard if we do not have bulk shields or that type of stuff up. So there you go. I guess it shows that change I made to try and speed things up has actually caused us to die. I'll leave this sort of stuff in the videos, by the way, because you know what? I'm sure you guys will play around with this type of stuff. And at least you get to kind of see what I'm doing, some of the thinking behind it. Even if I get it wrong, you know what? I get stuff wrong. All of us content creators get stuff wrong. Yeah? But sometimes it doesn't make it through to the videos. And I feel like, you know what? I'm just going to leave it in. So I'll get us back to the boss and let's see how it does with beatdown at the start. Okay, so onto the boss. This time beatdown is available because I turned it off. We're still here quickly, honestly. We're still keeping the turn meter down. Do we get the decreased speed out? That's what we need. Not yet. I think I might have actually run the decreased speed ability too early. There it is, but he is going to get hit again. Am I dead? Yes, I'm dead. Oh, it's tough. So we've actually got more layers of shieldage here at this point, stage 5. But I don't think that's why I'm dead. I'm dead because I didn't land the decreased speed at the right time. So I need to fiddle around with my ability timing on the boss here. Yeah, I actually just need to turn Blizzard Rider off here on the round 2. Just make sure that it's available for the boss. Let's try that again. Trial and error. Okay, through the waves pretty comfortably. Let's just see how the boss fight goes here. It's 18 stacks of shield. It's a lot. But we take 6 down before we do the ally attack. We then go in there and swipe it down. Do we have enough going on here? There's a turn meter drop. There's a decreased speed. And I think for stage 5, this should be okay. Honestly, though, we are using Relentless Gear here. So that's random whether we get back to his A2 quicker or not. There it is. It feels a little bit ropey, honestly. It does feel a little bit ropey. We kind of need, maybe we need someone like a Shiramani instead of the Cold Heart so that we've got more chances to freeze. More chances to get that freeze away on an A1 when we're doing our ally attack. He's taken a turn. Oh no, he's nearly dead. He's going to die, but that is really not good enough. It's really not. Or you sub out Cold Heart. But Cold Heart's giving us a 4-hit A1. Don't really want to lose that. At least Shiramani, I guess, is a 3-hit. But you start to ramp up the requirement of legendaries very quickly. You know, Shiramani, Alicia Cole you can grab. Lydia you can get eventually. And this is hard level fight. So you should be expected to go after some of this stuff. Other champions like this, it's just whether you've picked them up or not. I feel like when you start to throw in, this is a must-need legendary champion, then, you know, that when you've got so many champions in the game, that becomes a different matter. The stage 6, this is the area that I feel like people could potentially farm. You know, it's not got to the stage yet where the finite is obscene speed. And I feel like this might be an area of the game where the end game players, you know, the people that are really trying to improve their gear might farm. But then, you know what? We've just had Doom Tower where you could pick up some lethal gear. Is Mythical Savage really worth this extra level of kind of effort, I guess, compared to just waiting for when the you know, the Dark Fae rotation comes around and going for that? See, as soon as we take any sort of hit in waves, it is very, very high damage. Still on 18 shields here on stage 6. Here comes the beatdown, so we should get through the shields. Just start to get a turn meter drop in. But no, we're too slow. We're already now too slow. Damn. Okay, I've made a tweak. I've got him over 250 speed now. Everyone else is still built the same. Going up in stages. Okay, let's see what it looks like on this boss this time. For faster Yakal. The Phantom Touches as well. All of those have got a chance of just breaking one more layer of shield for us. Through the shield. No, he's going straight away. Damn. So, trying to build a team to do it as Raid wanted us to is extremely difficult, I think, because we just do not have enough champions that do freeze, multiple hits on their A1. We don't have a freeze ally attacker. We don't have any of those type of mechanics built into the champions that exist in the game to make you actually be able to fight this fight the way you should. So look, I mean, it feels to me like at the moment, until they make a change to this boss, is it even worth trying to farm it at that type of time? That type of time, I guess, is okay for stage 5, but going beyond that, honestly, doesn't feel like, unless you've got some OP setups, doesn't feel like it's really that viable. I was actually just looking on the optimizer here for stage 10 hard to see what other people were doing with my champion pool. And the best one currently is just under 5 minutes. Congrats, whoever this is. Still was not 100% success rate, by the way. And just under 5 minutes, this was using kind of like a counter-attack Valk, Tomb Lord for your decreased speed, decreased defense and attack. One ally attack in a Lanarkis with a chance to proc an extra turn. And then basically someone to revive, keep you alive. Similar style teams as you go down, if you look at this. So similar ideas. But I think there's only a handful of people in the community which are really punching on beyond stage 5 or 6. Because it's just, it just feels very overtuned at the moment. Or maybe that's what it should be. What do you guys think? Is that where it should be? It's a hard dungeon. Are we supposed to be able to farm it or not? Are we supposed to be like, you can't farm it until you get enough mythical gear to get there? Don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe that's the right move, but it definitely means it alienates that content for most players. But there you go, guys. The proper mechanics to do it with all the freeze play, I think will get you only so far. After that, you've got to absolutely like hardcore just bring in some OP sets and speeds. Let's just see what sort of speeds we're running here to do this. 290 odd, 300, 310, 260, 250 for this person to have a 90% win rate on stage 10. Pretty crazy. Anyway, guys, I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you later.